Alright, hello everyone, and another golden shot tutorial for you guys that I'm going to be putting up. And let's start with the hard hole here. And let's just see how this looks. So the basic general guidelines as to how to do this, you can see the wind here is 5 to 8 miles per hour. So the first thing that I do is I usually go to the clubs, 2.0 per ring for a wood at the 50 accuracy number. That's going to be my primary way to go about doing this, is with a rough bump. But we're more at min club, so I'll probably play it a little bit closer to 2.5 per ring. But the problem with the short tees is it kind of puts you in between a zone where you sometimes can't do that shot. So I might need the other shot as well. You might need to know how to do both of these. Both are going to be a little challenging with the limited guide and kind of the way that the land zone is, but this is going to be a very makeable shot. So here, 1.7 per ring, which is about 3 to 5 rings depending on the wind. And this will play very much towards max club on this shot if I have to hop it off that fairway. But the rough bump will probably play 2.5 per ring, which is going to be somewhere in between. If the wind's 5, a 2-ring correction. If the wind's 8, a 3-ring correction. So you want to keep all your ring adjustments in between 2 and 3 rings. And if we have to, on a tailwind, I'll pull out this golden long iron. And if we have to do this one, then I'll do between 3 rings and say 4.7, somewhere in there, within the target. You know, within the last 2 rings is going to be where all the corrections are going to come from. Aside from that, it's just going to be about the same thing as usual, which is kind of playing the wind effect. But what I'm going to do is I'm always going to assume that we're playing the wood shot. There's going to be very few instances where I'm not playing this shot. And what I usually try to do is I try to ride the right hill a little bit. And with my top spin, I stay between 2 bars and 1 bar. So with this wind, you're going to see me play it kind of like this. Here's my landing zone. And as I mentioned, you know, 2 per ring here, 2.5 per ring. So right around here. So let's try this. Perfect ball. It is going to be very important that you hit your perfect ball, because you're going to want it shooting down through here as best as you can. And here you can see very first attempt, I got that innermost ring. So you want to be going through there as centered as possible for this shot. And that is going to be the way that you're going to very easily, you know, hopefully unlock all these. And there's a pretty good chest there. I'll take that for a start. It's been a while since we've had a golden shot where you can pretty easily take some rings. And I did have another member graciously give me one of these gift cards, so thank you for that. So I'm going to take some shots for you guys with that card. And here you can see I got a 5.0 per wind, which is going to be more of that 2 adjustment that I mentioned. And in this case, you know, I might go straight up to 2, make sure that I'm, you know, right at 2 with my adjustment. And you can see kind of where I'm setting up to go straight through. And, you know, just as I mentioned, for this hole, I'm going to use that 2.5 number for my ring adjustment. So 2 rings here. And there's a great ball. So it is going to go over to the side when that happens. You're never going to stay on target. So you do need to be careful about those, because the more right you go, the more it's going to deflect left. The more left you go, the more it's going to deflect right. It's just going to kind of go through that funnel wrong when you do that. So hopefully I can get a little bit better timing. But at least my chests are good so far. Let me take a couple more for you guys. There's no reason that you can't get this hole in one using this method. It's just going to come down to your perfect ball timing. So hopefully I can get a little better. You know, you can make 3 or 4 hole in ones clearing out this bullseye. So now I need to play the left hill a little bit more, which is typically the way that I'll do this. So I'm going to kind of counter it with some spin kind of right in here, and maybe get it going right in through here. When you use the left hill going through this funnel, it'll feed back towards the right and it'll kind of counter that wind. So that's what you're looking for. And there's right around a three ring play. Perfect ball. Looks like that's even too much of an overcorrection there, because it kind of stayed and hugged that right side. I was trying to get that much more centered. So it just goes to show you how little the actual correction is going to be for you guys. Let me play a couple more here. See if I can't get that last one. You know, I'm not on a mission to get it either, so I might not, you know, I might split my counts up a little bit. But as you can see, you know, quick work of this one. Shouldn't be too bad. And I'm just kind of manipulating the side spin based on the wind that I see. And you can see with this one, I'm really going to have to kind of gear it up a little bit to get this thing to the hole. So here I'm going to go right around 3 rings. I'm going to do it with a reference aim. And you can see the way that I'm pulling up. You know, in a straight headwind case, you got to be a little careful. It's not going to want to fly as far. And that's one of the reasons that I'm, you know, keeping the spin up as well. And here it comes right up at towards the hole. Looks like I might have just missed it, unfortunately. Crap. So that would have been nice to take that hole in one on that last freebie. That was, you know, the easiest win for you to get it lined up to really make sure that it's taking the slope correctly. That was the easiest. Let me try it again. Hopefully I can clear it. And as I mentioned, you know, you're going to have plenty of opportunity to clear this chest. So I'm going to get a little aggressive, make sure that I get it to the hole, 2 and 2. With this side spin, you can see what I'm doing with my aim, just kind of positioning it right through there to feed towards the hole. And then right around 3 rings, maybe just a tiny bit shy of 3 rings here. Perfect ball. Here it comes. It's going to swing around. Let's see if it gets around enough. Oh, that was perfect timing. So I'm not going to have to waste any shots. That was perfect opportunity and time. You see I used 5 shots. I got all 5 chests. And like I mentioned, you know, you guys can even, you know, luck into that and get that 3 or 4 times. There's no reason that you can't. And of course, the time that I get it is the time that I get the only time that I got a card that didn't help me. So that's disappointing, but it is nice to see, you know, a nice golden shot here where you guys are definitely going to have an opportunity. You know, maybe you get them all in the first 5 shots. You know, especially follow my guide, you know, just tinker around with that spin a little bit. You didn't even get to see me play the downwind case. If you guys want to go back to my old golden shot tutorials, I'm sure I do have a couple tailwinds where I am kind of short hitting it, so you might want to study that in case you get a win like that, because that'll be the instance where you need to kind of just under hit it just slightly and still use that 2.5 per ring even when you're doing that underplay. So you'll only need to just gently underpower it. It won't even be much. But if you get a full-on blown straight down tailwind, you might need to do the fairway hop, which will be kind of close to maybe like 3-ish. I usually play the right side of the fairway because it lets you kind of spin it up there centered. That's kind of the key to the fairway shot, is you want to bring it up through there centered, and the right side of that fairway aligns with that. So unfortunately, I didn't get that opportunity, but if you have to do that fairway hop because you have a mega tailwind, set up on the right side of that fairway, play that 1.7 correction that we were talking, keep it within 3 to 5 rings there, and then just try to feed it through the middle of the bottle with some side spin, with your wind, depending on the direction. But good luck with that hole, guys. Hope you guys clear it easily, and be on the lookout for the medium hole as well.